Hello, my name's Bill, and I want to cover some videos that will help you, people with drones, with information, tools, tips. And one thing, I saw a video a couple weeks ago, and I was very impressed with it. The fella had a box that he showed for $49. And for the life of me, I could not find, I knew where it was at Home Depot, but nobody could find it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the information of exactly what to tell the people at Home Depot so you can find it right away, and some alternatives. This is the box. Let me turn this down here temporarily so you can see what we're talking about. This is the box that we're talking about. It's the Husky box. It's for $49.88, and what you ask for is a 25-gallon job box. They'll take you right to it. And it fits the Yuneec perfectly. It fits right in there with the props on it. All I did was I cut out the ends just like the other fella, gentleman, told us to do. I started out with an X-Acto knife. It was a little rough, so what I did is, while I was at Home Depot, I went and got one of these things. It's a hot wire. And the hot wire will go ahead and that'll cut that foam out a lot faster, and it'll cut out exactly, so it looks like it's been done at the factory. I'm really impressed with this. It cost me $49.88. I just put the box in there, and I just cut there, and I've got all of my batteries, tools, props, everything fits right on in there. And I just put the top right on in. And let's see, get the props in there right. Fits right on top and closes right up. I love this box. It's $49.88 at Home Depot. Now, some alternatives to this. Oh, and another thing that you might get, it's the other Husky box. I got this to put batteries and stuff like that in. And you can carry it around with the strap like this. It makes it a little bit easier to carry. Okay, if you don't want to spend $49, you can get this. This is also at Home Depot. This one here is a little bit smaller. I think this is about a $12 box. And the $18 one's gray, and it's a little bit bigger. But that's $18 I paid for the bigger one. And it just opens up, and you can do the same thing. You put your Yuneec. Now, the $18 one, it fit right in there. Real comfortable. Now, even a cheaper version, $7. Walmart, $6, $7, and it's a great. I highly recommend that you store your stuff in something like a box like that, because you really save it from a lot of damage. You know, breaking props and stuff like that. From now on, all of my drones, I am putting in job boxes like that. I was using the $6 Walmart thing, but now I'm going to upgrade to the $49 you know, Husky box. They've got a couple different ones there. I kind of like the Husky because it, you know, you could throw it off a bridge and it would probably survive. I don't know if your drone will survive, but the box will survive, and if it's got good enough foam in there. Now, something else I found out, somebody told me that, I'm here in Oklahoma City, and I understand that there's places like this in every major city. He told me just take it on down to this place, and for the life of me, I can't remember where it's at. He says, take your drone and all your equipment down there, and your job box, he says, and they'll go ahead and spray in there and fit in all your equipment right into my job box. So when I find out where that's at, I'll cover that in another video. Okay, before I go, one other thing that I want to cover with you, and it's a kind of safety. I'm big on safety, and I am a member of this association, And it cost me, I just renewed my membership just about a month and a half ago. It cost me $48 a year. And I am covered. Now starting in about another month here, they're going to cover me up to $2.5 million general liability for property damage, bodily injury. So in other words, if I run my drone into a building and it starts a fire and burns down a $2 million building or a $2.5 million building, I am covered. I don't spend the rest of my life paying debt off. Now, starting January 1, which has already started, medical insurance, up to $25,000 and $10,000, dismemberment or death. And starting in March, they're also going to start covering me for loss of my aircraft and any of my RC equipment, up to $1,000. So, for some odd reason, something happens or get it stolen or something like that, and if you have a equipment that's worth like $800, you're gonna get your money back. So just for that there alone, it's worth it, because I don't think last year I had insurance on my drone and stuff like that and liability, and I was paying a couple $100 a year. Now with this membership here, geez, it's down to $48 a year. So I highly recommend that everybody takes advantage of that. And I'm going to be mentioning this for the next 10 videos. I am going to go over this again and again so that everybody can take advantage of this. Something else that, again, safety, that I'd like to cover is when you're flying your drone. I'm sure everybody's heard about the horror stories of drones flying away and stuff like that, or maybe somebody stealing them or whatever. What I have, and I think everybody should do this, it's a tracker. And all I do is I take, and I've got one on my Yuneec, I've got one on my Spire, I've got them on every one of my drones. I've got 8 drones that I'm actively flying right now. And all I do is take and I just hook it right up in there, and bingo. I've got a drone that, in the event that flies away on me, now you take the Inspire, it can fly probably about 60 miles an hour, which means it can cover, in 1 minute, it's going to cover 1 mile. So let's say you got 15 minutes of battery left in there. That's 15 miles that thing can fly. So, if it just takes off on you when you got 15 minutes left and it's going that way, it's going to go somewhere that way 15 miles. And chances of you finding that is slim to almost none unless you have a tracker. I religiously use trackers. Now, what you do is just wait. I've lost a couple like this, and I found them also. You wait about 15 minutes, then you call this number, and it's going to give you the exact geolocation of where that's at. And when you get to that location, you can, on your cell phone, it'll come up with Google Maps, and it'll show you exactly where it's at. So you drive right to it, and when you get to that where it has the X there, it's going to be within 10 feet, 8 to 10 feet with where that mark is showing you. So it's not going to be hard to find. I did have one time where somebody actually picked it up and took it in their house. And I went and knocked on their door because it brought me right to their front door. And they weren't about to give it up. But when I informed them that I had, that the equipment was designed to have tracking equipment in there, and that if I didn't get the equipment, it might have been your son or your daughter that picked it up. I don't know if you know anything about it, but I have to turn this over to the police. So if your son or your daughter sells it to somebody else, we're going to eventually find it, and I don't want your son or daughter to get in trouble. And the fella turned around and said, oh, wait a minute, let me just check with my son. And he went and brought my drone back out right away after I told him that story. Found out later on they didn't have any kids. So the story is what made him afraid and brought the drone out. So, using, a good story and the information with your tracker is always going to get your drone back. Okay, that's enough for now, and I'm going to say goodbye to y'all. Do me a favor, and down the bottom there, hit the like if you like my video and you'd like to see more. The more people that hit a like, the more I'm going to do videos. Now, I'm committed to do about 10 of these, and I'm going to do about 3 of them right in a row right here. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll see you in a bit.